Ladies and gentlemen, can I please ask that you stand for the academic procession? Graduates, ladies and guests, can I please ask that you remain standing for the playing of the national anthem? Can you please remove your caps for the national anthem, please? Members of Council, academic staff, graduates and guests, please be seated. Welcome to the Universal Business School Sydney UBSS graduation ceremony for the class of 2013. My name is David Knight and I am the Dean of UBSS. I would like to welcome family, friends and parents who have come to the graduation ceremony, and most of all, I would like to welcome today's students, our graduates. Today is not just a graduation ceremony. It symbolises a point in your life where some of you will successfully enter professional employment or where others may choose to go on to postgraduate level education. Whether you are remaining in Australia or going back home to work, whatever path you choose from this day onwards, what you have achieved here today will be the guiding light that helps you achieve your goals. All of us here today recognise how important today is for you, and we hope that today is rather special. Before I go on, I would like to introduce you to members present of the UBSS Council, our governing body. Firstly, to my far right, we have Professor Stephen van der Meij, who is the Chairman of Council, and he will be awarding you your degrees today. Stephen has extensive experience at board level in the commercial and higher education sector. Recent appointments include Chairman of Modular Solutions Proprietary Limited, Director of Online Education Services Proprietary Limited, and USEP Holdings Limited. Stephen brings extensive commercial experience in the areas finance and corporate governance to our council. Next to him is Professor Bill Ticehurst. Professor Ticehurst is a leading academic authority on curriculum design, academic quality and communication, and has been the chairman and member of a number of education boards in Australia and the Pacific region. Next to Bill, we have Professor Tom Valentine. Tom is an internationally recognised economist and scholar and has been a member of a number of financial boards and committees. Many graduates here today were fortunate to have Tom as one of their lecturers. Next to Tom, we have Gisela Ramensky. Gisela brings a significant amount of legal and business foresight into our council. Gisela is a practising and established lawyer and member of the local business community. Next to Gisela, we have Tim Delaney. Tim is a chartered accountant and has worked for a number of financial companies and multinational organisations in a senior capacity, and also acts as a financial advisor. Tim brings acute accounting and business acumen to our UBSS Council. That concludes the members of Council present today. I would also like to announce that Professor Bill Ticehurst will be today's occasional speaker. I also welcome members of the UBSS academic staff seated behind the Council. From my far right, we have Nisha Dookie, Igor Bosma, Wayne Smithson, Dr. Sarah Ajpu, Lou Zhao, and Professor Lee Deeves, and the academic coordinator, Lynette Evans. With the introductions now complete, I now request Professor Stephen van der Meij, the Chairman of our Council, to officially open the ceremony and admit the graduates to their degrees.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much, David. I declare UBSS's 6th graduation and ceremony open. Would all the graduands please stand? By the authority vested in me as Chairman of the UBSS Council, I admit you to the degrees which you have qualified, and for those that are unable to be here, I admit those to the degrees in absentia. Please be seated.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Graduates, the procedure from now on will be that I call the names of the graduating students individually in alphabetical order, based on your degree title. You will come up to the stage from my left and proceed to the centre of the stage where the Chairman will present you with your degree. We will commence with the Bachelor of Accounting Award. The first graduating student I call is Kiran Adhikari. The next student I call is Namal Adhikari. The next student I call is Dipen BK. The next student I call is Ugan Setseg Badia. The next student I call is Sanchita Bhattacharya. The next student I call is Kapish Bania. The next student I call is Santosh Barakoti. The next student I call is Rohit Bista. The next student I call is Wee Wee Bong. The next student I call is Sangeeta Chitteri. The next student I call is Maya El Yassin. The next student I call is Rohit Kumar Giri. Next student I call is Jeffrey Gunawan. The next student I call is Hemant Gurung. The next student I call is Mohan Gurung. The next student I call is Sajun Gurung. The next student I call is MD Mordeshud Islam. The next student I call is Sasintha Jayasingta Mujaliji. The next student I call is Ram Krishna Kandel. The next student I call is Rajresh Karanjit. The next student I call is Minul Karim. The next student I call is Marina Kaki. The next student I call is Naresh Kaki. The next student I call is Sumil Kamachira. The next student I call is Natendra KC. The next student I call is Kamal Kanal. The next student I call is Veena Kong. The next student I called is Saroj Kunwa. The next student I call is Umesh Lamichane. The next student I call is Sylvia Leonardi Leong. The next student I call is Ashish Lohani. The next student I call is Reshma Mahajan. The next student I call is Vrahil Memon. The next student I call is Hossein MD Moshin. The next student I call is Juanita Nera Patanakul. The next student I call is Sarav Nepal. Next student I call is Vivi Indahaya Nigui. The next student I call is Diksha Oli. The next student I call is Sujan Palike. The next student I call is Bola Nath Pant. The next student I call is Bikash Panta. The next student I call is Krishna Prasad Pudel. Next graduate I call is Lashmi Poodle. Next student I call is Kaushal Raj Pujal. Next student I call is Jyotika Pradhan Aral. Next student I call is Sangeeta Prajapati. The next student I call is Ferry Pranata. The next student I call is Pritam Singh Rana. The next student I call is Dipesh Raut. The next student I call is Geeta Sapkota. The next student I call is Nongnuk Seksiri. The next student I call is Anil Shrestha. The next student I call is Barsha Shrestha. The next student I call is Lashmi Shrestha. The next student I call is Pramila Shrestha. The next student I call is Rajesh Shrestha. The next student I call is Sita Shrestha. The next student I call is Jivan Silwal. The next student I call is Navin Singh. The next student I call is Apisit Siri Wirin Tarat. The next student I call is Nima Tamang. The next student I call is Manju Tanduka Ranabat. The next student I call is Sajana Tapa Chetri. The next student I call is Sarala Tiwari. The next student I call is Sarita Tiwari. Next student I call is Albertina Tiggy. The next student I call is Sanita Veja Shrestha. The next student I call is Ishan Vyas. The next student I call is Natanicha Wandi. Next student I call is Rina Wati. The next student I call is Mary Wati. The next student I call is Dushant Yadav. I now call the Bachelor of Business students. The first graduating student I call is MD Abdul Kalam Azad. The next student I call is Andre Philippe da Silva. The next student I call is Anita Dewi. The next student I call is Nathamon Jarat. Next student I call is Ratna Bahadur Khatri. The next student I call is Samrat Shahi. I have two more students for the Bachelor of Accounting Award, Bed Kumar Bimali. Bhumiraj Kaki. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now presented all degrees to those present at the ceremony today. I now ask the Chairman to present the Professor Gus Guthrie Award for Outstanding Academic Achievement.
Well, before I do that, congratulations to all the graduates. Very well done. Ladies and gentlemen, the Professor Gus Guthrie Award for Outstanding Academic Achievement, named after the inaugural chairman of the UBSS Council, the late Emeritus Professor Gus Guthrie. It was awarded to the student in the graduating class who has achieved a minimum of distinction average across their course with no fail grades, recognising academic excellence. Today we have two awardees. Lashi Poodle, a graduate of the Bachelor of Accounting, was the winner, as announced at the August 2013 graduation ceremony. Lakshmi is present today to collect her award, and I call her to the stage to receive her award. Manina Kaki, a graduate of the Bachelor of Accounting, is the winner of the current graduating cohort. I call Marina to the stage to receive her award.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I now ask Professor Bill Ticehurst to give the occasional address.
Thank you. Chairman of the UBSS Council, Professor Van der Meij. Members of the UBSS Council. Distinguished guests. Staff. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an important occasion which recognises the achievements of our students who have graduated today. I join everyone here this morning in offering my warmest congratulations to the graduates and wish them well for the future. And just as importantly, I extend my congratulations to their parents, friends and families for the support they have given. Thank you. Thank you. I well understand the pressures that tertiary study can place on relationships and the sacrifices that have been made to reach today's goals. Your degree is a special investment which provides you with understanding and ways of thinking that will advantage you personally and professionally for the rest of your life. Now, in thinking about what I should say to you today, I reflected on the often used quotation of the Irish poet William Butler Yeats, who said this: "Education is not the filling of a bucket, but it's the lighting of a fire." Of course, it's easy to forget about Yeats's ideals in the hurly-burly of student life that has most certainly been your undergraduate experience. Have we all been concentrating too much, as Yeats said, about filling the bucket up, about getting assignments completed on time, passing exams, meetings for group work, getting to class on time, sweating over PowerPoint presentations and getting to your part-time job, rather than thinking of the importance of lighting the fire of learning? I wondered what kinds of fire have been lit in you by your teachers, by your fellow students and colleagues, and by the issues that you discussed and argued in your degree while here at UBSS. What individual sparks of interest will you carry with you from the college as you leave us today? What ideas and ideals will continue to nurture you as you pursue your chosen career into the future? And how brightly will these flames burn against ignorance, bombast and unfairness that you will inevitably encounter in your career? And will you carry a torch that lights the way towards a more just and sustainable economy? In asking these questions about your learning, I'm sure that most of us here today will agree that we certainly face a moral crisis in Australia and in Western economies. I feel a bit unsettled and uneasy, and this is hard for me to ignore. I am no longer sure that I belong to the civil society of rights, practices, responsibilities and privileges that I lived and knew in this country 20, 30 or 40 years ago. Maybe I was just unaware of it. But going beyond my intuition, the continuation of major failures of corporate business and our governments in the last 10 years provides firm evidence to support my disquiet. In the corporate world, a close look at the activities involved in the collapse of Enron, HIH, OneTel, the Australian Wheat Board, Bernie Madoff, Learmonth, West Point Property, City Pacific, the list goes on and on and on, Babcock and Brown, Allco and Storm Financial is useful. The problems faced by these companies were not entirely financial ones. There is a common theme of neglect, deception or unprincipled behaviour by some directors and management. In many cases, the conduct may have been legal, but by any standard, no matter how low we set the bar, it wasn't right. The same themes can be applied to the present ICAC inquiry. Same old stories into the activities of the New South Wales government. And all sides of politics now seem to have been involved. These failures have almost always occurred where hubris, self-righteousness and greed have become more important than ethical behaviour. The collapse of these corporations and government processes through ethical failings, rather than for strictly financial reasons, should be of concern to us all. Should we be surprised by these failures? Businesses exist today in an environment where young managers are bombarded with messages that often suggest style is more important than substance. Celebrity and stardom is more important than depth of character. Action supplants reflection. Spin is more important than truth and honesty. And reality is something we experience on TV. My kitchen rules, okay? I wonder how well business and commerce can prosper in a society where I didn't know, nobody told me, I don't remember, I read nothing, I can't recall, oh, nobody showed me, are presented as adequate explanations for managerial incompetence and deception. At the same time as these standards are displayed for all to see, the carefully argued reasons of scholars and thinkers are often dismissed and derided. They're just an academic, they're just from a university, and not belonging to the real world. Through the shallow biases of talkback radio hosts, the so-called spin doctors, and by the earnest presentations of strongly opinionated but poorly informed media experts in the guise of news entertainment. The picture I am painting of a troublesome world into which you go forth today may cause you some disquiet. You should be a bit worried, and indeed may be unsettled. However, there is much to be thankful for, and there are many Australian enterprises of which we can be justly proud. And perhaps I'm painting a bit too much of a gloomy picture, just like Hanrahan, in the words of the well-known Australian poet John O'Brien, who said, "We'll be all ruined," said Hanrahan. Now, what can you do as young practitioners, as young professionals, to improve this unhelpful business environment? One of the important things about the ethical issues I describe is they are not new. It's déjà vu all over again. These sorts of deceptions and unethical behaviour are not new. The development and study of the classical rhetoric by the Greek philosophers Socrates and Plato some 2,000 years ago is both interesting and practically useful in understanding the events of today. Through their efforts, Socrates and Plato exposed the work of the sophists, who specialised in training and encouraging the early Greeks to present false and illogical arguments. The sophists used flattery, misleading information, half-truths and other trickery, you've heard all this before, to persuade people to their point of view. They taught that winning an argument by any available means was okay, regardless of the truth of the matter. The important thing was to win the argument. Don't worry about the facts. They were the spin doctors of their day. Socrates and Plato, and later Aristotle, worked to defeat the well-paid but misleading activities of the sophists, known as sophistry, by exposing them and developing more ethical ways of uncovering the truth. But the sophists did play very hard. In fact, Socrates was forced to commit suicide by drinking hemlock, because of his willingness to expose the sophists and his refusal to recant his philosophy of logic and reason and the pursuit of the truth. Plato was largely responsible for the modern view of the sophist as someone who uses rhetorical sleight of hand and ambiguities of language in order to deceive or to support fallacious reasoning. Socrates, Plato and Aristotle all challenged the philosophical foundations of the sophists. Graduates, if we are to overcome the ethical problems in business today, we will need to follow the examples provided by these ancient philosophers in maintaining a commitment to truth and integrity in our professional and personal lives. Critical thinking must be an important part of your daily life. You will need to be careful of sophistry in your professional decision-making. Uncover sophistry when you find it, with reasoned argument and evidence. Always examine your sources carefully. In any situation, you need to decide what is really important and appropriate in the circumstances. Remember, you will be ultimately judged by your ethics. To achieve these goals, you need to know yourself and seek to develop a robust self-image. Know who you are, who you want to be, and where you want to go. The first step is to like yourself and be proud of what you have achieved. Being true to yourself and to your values in the faces of challenges or adversity may well be one of the hardest tests you face. What do you stand for in this world? Developing your ethics and constantly clarifying your values will serve as an essential guide through your life, both professionally and personally. An appropriate life balance is also important. Give yourself time to reflect and think, to develop and maintain your relationships with others, and to see things in their broader perspective. I have already mentioned the importance of personal ethics in knowing yourself, but you must always maintain this system of ethics, particularly as a manager. What is legal in business is not always right. The central challenge for this century is to create a sustainable economy and a just society. And in achieving this, you as business leaders will play a vital role. You need to see sustainability as a strategic business opportunity to develop a culture of excellence that will benefit both your organisation and your society. This, I think, is true business leadership. Finally, this Australian society is broadly marked by a unique tolerance and acceptance of all cultures. As graduates of this excellent degree program, you have been given an enormous advantage in the global business world. Your degree fits you for work in any country. You now have a social obligation to the world, which has given you your education to make a contribution back to society. Now, society's given to you, they've given you this excellent education. You need to think about giving that back. As Yeats said, education is the lighting of a fire. So carry this fire of excellence and integrity proudly aloft as you leave us today. Professor van der Meij. May I again thank the College for the opportunity to present today's graduation address, and I wish the graduates all the very best for a fulfilling and satisfying future. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ticehurst. I now ask Natanica Wandi, a graduate student of the class of 2013, to give the student vote of thanks on behalf of the student body.
Mr. Chairman, Professor Van der Mind, Dean Davis Knight, honored guest of UBSS, and honored guests, families, and fellow graduates. Let me start by saying that I am very proud to be addressing you today as student of UBSS for the last time. In a short time, we have received our qualifications and become the 2014 graduates of the business faculty. Newly fresh bachelor degrees of accounting and business management. So congratulations to all fellow graduates. Someone once says, the only constant in our lives is change. How relevant this statement is to us all today. Today marks the culminations of the hard work and the worthiest way to celebrate our success. Our years at UBSS were special because they helped us all to become the individuals who we are today. Personally, I am sure that without that valuable experience, my life would be completely different. I would not have such a feature of character as a determination, self-confidence, purposefulness, and commitment have I not taken study as UBSS. I can state this clearly. UBSS helped me to become a person I am today. You know, sometimes I felt frustrated because life was difficult enough. There was everything: sleepless night, fatigues, and even doubt and disappointment about the direction I had chosen. But those were transient emotions evoked by much studying and rest or lack of rest sometimes. It has been challenging getting education, especially for most of us, the international students. Often I was proud of myself because I am strong enough to overcome those obstacles and ultimately succeed. I often drew satisfaction from gaining new knowledge and become someone greater than just a student at UBSS was precious experience to all. I worked hard as a student, and I believe all of the graduates fellows did too. Maybe my grades were not always perfect, but I knew it myself that I am a good student who can cope with any task and solve any problem. I did my best to get as much from education as I could. This is my victory over the challenge I faced on my way. Graduation is a time when many of us turn our attentions to our future and what we see as the challenge that lay ahead. For us, maybe it includes moving back to our home country, continuing a higher levels of studying, obtaining professional recognitions at a CPA like me, or managing our budgets are among the challenges. Looking back for all past few years, we really have undergone a high level of change, both personally and academically. For some of us, the change has been quite profound. We have made some new friends around the world. We have experienced what Australia has to offer. We have developed our new skill to take us to the next stage of our life. And of course, the challenge of learning a new language has affected us in some way, have affected us all in some way. We have grown both physically and emotionally, and have become accustomed to being adult. We have tackled difficult education challenges as the curriculum often changed during our journey. As a group, we have evolved, we have worked out to support each other, socialize, work as a team, and accept our difference. We have helped others integrated into the new life at UBSS and Indies, Australia after their transfer here. I came all the way from Thailand and quickly came to feel part of the culture of UBSS. I was able to ask other class members to help as I coped with the change of the education system and the environment. There are so many changes that we have faced. The one of greatest skill we have developed is the ability to cope with uncertainty and change that will certainly confront us during life journey. It is comforting to know that friends we have met here at UBSS are part of our support we can draw upon, so we are not alone. Of course, in any journey through life, there are those who are there for you. On behalf of the graduates, let me thank our parents, families, and friends for all of their support. We love you. Also, big thanks to the teaching staff, dean, and support team for everything that they have done for us. I would like to add my special personal thanks to my academic teachers, the learning team members, and a special mention to Alice Will and Scarlett Byrne for all of the help. Today, our Graduates' Day is the day of change. We leave the school today, and tomorrow, the family institute where we all get together will no longer be part of our life. Of course, we now have the skill to cope with this. Tomorrow, we can look forward to the next set of life opportunity and challenge. Life does not always offer us the smooth path. Ahead will be tough time, regret, and failures, as well as many success, reward, and happiness. All of this is, of course, a natural part of life. However, we should be able to cope with it all. For those times when it seems to be too much, I hope we seek help from our mates as well as families and our new friends. At the beginning, I said that change is only constant thing in our life. That means that life is exciting too. So let me wish you luck and perseverance. I wish you all great success along your life path. I hope to hear about you well before alumni party. Good luck to us all.
Thank you, Natachinja. Ladies, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the awarding of degrees, the Professor Gus Guthrie Awards and speeches, and thus concludes the formal ceremony. I ask graduates and their guests to stand for the departure of the academic procession.
Very wonderful that I'm celebrating my graduation with my family and friends. I'm very happy today.
I feel like it's a dream come true. It's really wonderful, actually. Feel proud, feel wonderful.
Oh, that's great, yeah, finally.
So bright, the future is in front of me. I'm so excited.
It's one of the best moments for my life. So it's been a good time for me and I learned a lot. So I have to say I'm really happy.
Well, first of all, they have an affordable price.
A lot of our Nepalese fellow students, our friends, they studied here and it's It's been very much flexible for international students.
Most international students, they usually come and struggle to study in university. That's why I chose the college. But I can say now that UBSS is far more better than the university.
They give us what we want, like extra studies, everything, and they are flexible in and focusing on our future.
The way they teach is really good, and teachers are so friendly and helpful.
Teachers are very lovely, they are great, and they help us a lot.
The UBSS culture was perfect. Excellent.
I got every skills to compete in the professional world. So it's a very great experience for me.
Now I'm doing internship already in a financial planning company. And then I'm already enrolled in a diploma of financial planning, so I'm going to be a financial planner very soon.
I love UBSS.
Great.
Thank you.
And 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Thank you.